administration system officers. So who was the officer? These all positions are in generally in the Sanskrit language or the ancient language. Okay, so give me a second. Yes. So the provincial administration was generally divided into four type of administration. First one is royal department, obviously who manage the whole province. There are posts named as mantri, that means the chief minister, mantri parishad adhyaksh, that means mantri and mantri have a council of ministers, and the leader of that council is named as mantri parishad adhyaksh, head of council of ministers. In present time you can say the cabinet secretary. Okay, chief minister have the council of ministers. Council of ministers was led by the cabinet secretary. Though in India, present political system, permanent executive and political executive are two different things. Then because in presently we have election system, now we have democracy in India, but at that time there was no democracy, or we can say no election system. So all these officers are appointed. Third important officer was Purohit. Easily you can understand, the chief priest. And the fourth was Senapati. That means commander in chief. So these four officers are very important. They all are under the Kumara or Aryaputra, means the prince who is governor of that particular province. For example, if we talking about in the reference of Ujjain, so the governor or head of the western province was Ashoka. So under Ashoka they all have to work. Obviously they are assistant or counsel the Ashoka. Then second important thing was revenue department, as the revenue is most important thing for any state. So revenue department was managed by the Samaharta. Samaharta means the revenue collector. Then some other important officers in this department was Sannidata or Sannidhata, that means the treasury head. Then Yukta, that means the subordinate revenue officer. And then Shulka Adhyaksha. Shulk means the fees, plus Adhyaksh means the head. So officer in charge of royal income. This income can be various types, various fees, toll taxes, etc., etc. Okay. Then third important division was prison department. As if you want to good trade, if you want to peace in your state, then you have to maintain the law and order. You have to develop a perfect justice system, and that's why you have to manage the prison department as well. Okay, so there was two important officers in the prison department. One is Prashasti, second one is Dandapala, or we can say prison head and head of police. So Dandapala or head of police maintain the law and order, or we can say internal security, and Senapati, commander in chief, managed the security of the state, or we can say external security. Though at that time the function is not divided in the present clear mode, that means internal security, external security. Okay, but obviously we can say some type of division. Then fourth important thing was treasury department. We have CAG presently, how budget was allocated, how they make expenditure, etc., etc. So treasury department, treasury is known as the Kosha in Hindi. So the head of Kosha department or treasury department was Kosha Adhyaksha, that means treasury officer. Then he have another assistant, Kostagra Adhyaksha. So treasury have two division generally. One is the whole treasury, and one of the part of that whole treasury was the royal treasury. That means the expenditure on uh, royal members, royal family members, the expenditure, the revenue that generated by them, salary of them, other their income, how the income. So many regions or revenue collected by them, the region given to them, and that whole money is count under this royal treasury. Okay, very good. So this is the provincial administration. Now, which position you must have to be remember about? So all these positions are very important as they are the provincial head. But uh, in the district head, all positions are not important. So this is the local administration. So you can found some post, which posts are very important are, one is Rajuks, one is Pradeshik. Why these two posts are very important, and one is Vyavharik? Because Rajuk was the person or officer who measured the land, and on the basis of his measurement, the land revenue was decided. Okay, Rajuk, who measuring the land, we can say the present time of Patwari. Patwari officers are in villages. Okay, so he is very important. Then second, Pradeshik, as I told you, uh, Pradeshik, this unit. So the head of that district unit, Pradeshik, was known as Pradeshika, district administrator, DM you can easily say. Okay, so he is one of the very important post. And then the judiciary led by the Vyavharika in the district. Generally, maximum cases can be solved on the district level if judiciary is working properly. Cause maximum cases are of very simple values, are about very small things, and when they cannot solve on that level, the pressure on judiciary increased. Okay, so Vyavaharika. Other posts you can try to remember, but they are not that particular much important. Though they told about the administration, as there was Nayak means city security chief. That means the city have different type of administration. They need different type of persons who lead the city. Then another is Karmantika, head of industries and factories. That means though society was agrarian, that means agriculture based society, but there is lot of industries, factories as well, trade and commerce as well. Next was Durgapala, that means head of royal fort. So fort is known as Durga, and head of that known is Durgapal, who manage the forts. One is Annapala, that means head of food grains department. Grains are known as Anna, and head of that is known as Annapala. Okay. Then Akara Dhaksha, that means mining officer. And now, if they are focused on mining, they appointed a separate officer for mining. That means they also have focused on trade and commerce. Okay, this fact shows that. Then Loha Adhyaksha, that means metallurgy officer. As I already told you, that ancient India was very good in metallurgy. They easily developed various type of metals, alloy metals, various weapons. They are very good in the furnaces. They can easily melt various type of metals. and another is Lakshana who mint the coins, who manage the currency. Okay, the currency was, as I told you, currency name was at that time Pana. Presently, we use the rupee. They use the word Pana for currency. Is it clear? Now, move towards some other important officers. Though they are less important, the previous both slides were important. Just we read, so each and every dimension can just touched by us. So as I told, Pana, currency name was Pana, and the Panya Adhyaksha, that means officer of commerce department. So Pana was generated by the trade and commerce, same as the Manadhyaksha, that means time and distance. Man means the value, man or value, है ना, value of x, value of y. Okay, so then Sunadhyaksha, that means slaughterhouse officer. Obviously, that means there was slaughterhouse existed. Mudradhyaksha, royal symbol, royal letters, coins, quality of that. Dyutadhyaksha, Dyut means the gambling. You also hear this word Dyut in Mahabharata. है ना? Dyut was played between the Duryodhana and Yudhishthira. So gambling department. Then Naukadhyaksh means shipping, or Nauka means the boat. Pattanadhyaksh means Pattan means the port. Pattan. Lavanadhyaksh, Lavan means the salt. ठीक है. Swarnadhyaksh means gold. Ayudhadhyaksh means weapon, Ayudh or weapon. And then the Punyadhyaksh, that means forest. It means they have great administrator, because they appointed officers for each and everything that existed in their territory or kingdom or empire.